Hello, 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 everybody. Hey. Running a little late here. We're going to be having a little movie night tonight. So I was picking up some goodies for my guy and I to enjoy. If you guys have any ideas okay, so y'all know I'm like a boring snacker when it comes to it. I do not like conventional snacks. He is a conventional snacker. So if anyone has any ideas um as to what, might be cool snacks to snack on, please share them because I'm gonna be very honest, y'all. Y'all know I like to keep it humble, honest, open, and transparent. I think that because I've been so used to being single, I really have gotten stuck in a rut, if you will, that um I don't consider like, what people like, and because I haven't had to do that for a long time. Like I know I like, certain things, so I just be like, oh, they're gonna fall into liking it too. So someone asked me the other day, was who, that person in the yellow bikini me? Yes, that person is me. I won't say was, it is me, but that was probably my second year of training uh full time, and that was, I remember specifically when I was preparing for that actual photo shoot. So I did hire a trainer, even though I was a trainer. I hired a trainer at the gym. His name was James. Shout out James. And James was like, James was real motivating because he was not complimentary at all. Like he'd be like, it's all right. Like I'm telling you, like, he was not one of the type of trainers that would be like, pumping me up like, oh, Courtney, you looking good today. He'd be like, it's cool. So by the time I looked up, when I was preparing for that, I only used him for that photo shoot. The moment that photo shoot was done, I got rid of James. And not just literally, but not just figuratively, but literally, because I became a training manager, and you know, I knew what he was doing when it was not recruiting leads. He definitely did a lot of taking advantage of, he wouldn't, him and this other trainer, they wouldn't like date their own clients, but they would trade off, information about their clients to each other. So they would be hitting on each other's clients. So, your girl just, like I said, after everything wrapped, about a month later, when some numbers came in as far as just sales numbers, um, I knew what he was doing instead of hitting certain marks with doing packages. Oh my gosh, Guy, what is up, Guy? I've been trying to reach Brother Bakari. I hope everything is cool. I did reach out to him yesterday and sent a message over as well, and hadn't gotten feedback. And usually he is not the best on email or texting, but usually on calling he's good. So please let him know your girl is looking for him, and definitely I got something going on here in Atlanta this upcoming Tuesday. Not I got something going on, but my sister. And we're just trying to connect and make some connections. But it's good seeing you here. Yeah, we're about to drop these F bombs for real. But yes, back to the because I don't want to get too off topic, but yes, the picture was me. I hired a trainer to, even though I was training at the time, I hired a trainer to give me the confidence and the last push, towards that last. I think I had like 6 pounds I was trying to get off before that shoot, and I had about 2 weeks to do it. So, 6 pounds off, but also just wanted to lean out my legs. My legs have always been a sensitive area for me. Um, very, very. I don't like being thick thigh. I do not like being thick thigh. Like, I like it to have a nice shape. So, and also that picture is motivation because some of you might not realize it, but yes, I was out of commission as far as my working out for about 2 months, and interestingly enough, I met my guy at the top of when I had my injury. So I was injured, and that's probably I think I was still doing videos, but if y'all were looking for like the fitness videos and all like that, those were missing because like I was really depressed because of it, y'all. I really was. I was depressed that I wasn't able to get out there and work out, and just uh, working out, being like into that lifestyle, that is addictive within itself. And so, I was going through the withdrawals, and all of that good stuff. But I got my clear bill of health this week, and so this week I returned back to my working out schedule. I'm not full where I would like to be, of course, not even in what I have I've gained in the last 2 months. And so I'm definitely not there. I'm not going to be there within a week, but I can feel myself, having that motivation back because when you're just like, and it wasn't like I was eating like crazy, but I definitely just, you eat more mindfully when you're working out. You just do. And I was sleeping a lot because the injuries that I had were my ankles, so I had to rest a lot, elevate my ankles, and my circulation had to be um, um, make sure my circulation was correct, and my lower back as well went out almost almost a full week ago, and so and I thought that was going to be like thought that was going to actually set me back another month, but thankfully I had a really good some really good advice from my spiritual advisor Goldie, who's hopefully she'll be here soon. I hope that you guys will be able to meet her. She's amazing. And I was able to literally I couldn't like stand up straight for almost 2 days. Like it really hurt. It was really a task to stand up straight. And after speaking with her one day, I was literally back, healed, y'all, healed. Like no kink, no tenderness, no nothing. And I went from like not being able to like comfortably sit up straight to being able to run literally the next day, and given an extra hour with my workout the next day. So I know I don't want to overexert myself. So I appreciate all the prayers and the awareness and the words of advisement. But I really do feel like the closest to 100% that I felt in a while. So thank you guys again for just rocking with me and being here today. So I'm not gonna keep y'all long. Y'all know this is the F Bomb Friday. If y'all in here, y'all better stay y'all in here. I hate when y'all be sneaking around. Y'all be sneaking around in here. What that be about, y'all? Y'all be like, just like hanging out in the background. But let me know your girl is in here. Let me know you're in here with your girl already, that you're glowing up. And because we're about to drop those F bombs, so I hope y'all aren't scared. So first, if y'all noticed in my picture, I don't know if it came out for you guys. I hope it did, but the picture that I put in, let me see. The picture that I put in was actually uh with holding the Atlanta Braves, like me holding my Atlanta Braves paraphernalia. I didn't cop those shirts, y'all. They were hella expensive, but y'all know what I mean. But at any rate, yeah, I wanted to address that. My sister and I, of course, we're putting on these informationals, these forums, thrive, rise and thrive, rise or die. You know what I mean? So these are basically advisement, guidance sessions, real time solutions to canceling out the rent culture. It's just an amazing phenomenon that we don't realize. 70% of we are responsible for 70% of the rental industry. So with that being said, us being responsible for 70% of the rental industry, Why are we the ones that are being tasked with why do we feel like we have got to be responsible for saving it? I mean, it just sounds ridiculous when you think about it. When you say it out loud, it's ridiculous. It's like, let me continue to feed the person that is like murdering and assaulting and wreaking havoc on my community. Let me continue to figure out how I'm going to give him, some more power. It's ridiculous. So, but with that being said, the reason why I'm holding the Braves here, because y'all know I'm a baseball fan in this core. I really am. I love baseball. I grew up loving baseball. My father and I have bonded over baseball. It is all good. I love Field of Dreams. I love The Natural. I love what was that what was that? Hardball, one of my favorite movies. Bad News Bears. All of that. All of that. All of that. Angels in the outfield, goes on and on and on and on to the break of dawn, dawn, dawn. Like I love, love, love baseball. But of course, you know that the Atlanta Braves are the 2020 we won world champions. But how we rolling out evictions the same day that the parade is happening and coming through Cobb, and everyone's coming out for these parades, and by the time they get home, they got eviction notices on their door filed. These are people that are going to be losing their homes right before Thanksgiving. But we're out here celebrating. We're talking about something. Yeah, we did it. Yeah, we're a team. Yeah, we're doing this. But but how is that possible for us to be a team when you're going to go to bed holding a trophy? You're going to go to a home where you're going to put your memorabilia for that win. And I've lost my home, and I'm losing all of my memorabilia is being placed curbside. Because let's talk about the process, y'all. The process of eviction is so, 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 so humiliating. And they do that purposefully. And you ever wonder, because I want to be very honest, I have yet to see a white person evicted. I don't. In the neighborhoods where I see white people move. I see white people place their things out. And y'all, I've lived in some I've lived in some nice neighborhoods. I've lived in some nicer neighborhoods, even the one I'm in now. And the one I'm in now is pretty okay. It's a beautiful community. And you know what's so crazy? So y'all know my story. When I first moved here, the reason how I got here to the area that I'm in is because I was the campaign director for someone running for commissioner. And I said, you know what? Okay, let's talk about your platforms, housing. I said, what are what are your eviction rates like? And she was like, people don't get evicted. I was like, come again? Who do you want to be that person that people call when they're about to get evicted, because that's a you're about that you make yourself very invaluable to the community when you do that. That's a valued resource. So what's the process? And she was just like, no, people don't get evicted. Like, if someone falls behind on their rent or what have you, we have community meetings, and, they put the money in, or they let them come up with a payment plan where they add it on to the next month's rent or the rent after that. But no, she said, I've been here for, I think she said 8 years. She said, nobody's been evicted since I've been here. So, and the reason why I was shocked, but I shouldn't have been shocked, is because when I faced I've only had one eviction, y'all. Y'all know I live rent free. I do, and I do. I have not paid rent in 5 years, but I have only had one eviction. And the eviction was, I lost my home. I lost, it wasn't an apartment or a townhome. It was a beautiful, 3 bedroom, two and a half bath home, and it was amazing. And I still believe to this day that I lost that home not because of non-payment, because like I said, you guys have known the story. A hurricane came literally a couple of months after I moved in, and I was the one that organized all of the payment, and because my name was not on the deed. Hey, Shelly Speaks Truth. Welcome, welcome. Shelly, everyone check out the UCF UrbanCountryFilms.com. We had an amazing chat this morning. It was Finance Friday, so we were talking about the one and only King Randall from the X for Boys School out of Albany, Georgia, and all of his endeavors and efforts with finally getting his school open. So it was amazing, but it was a really good conversation. We were able to talk about some other things as well. But yes, it is mind blowing, right? That, that was something that just wasn't something that she even had to consider. She's an Afro Latina woman, but this community, there were no evictions. People weren't evicted. They aren't evicted. They figure it out. They work together the way it should be. So again, you all, if you don't know, now you know. But we had a hurricane about 2 months, like I said, 2 or 3 months after I moved in, and after I acquired the property, and we were waiting for me to get back some loan for my documentations was wait. We were waiting for my loan documentation to be completed so I can enter into, it was a program, a first time home buyers program in Florida, but also I was going to be given some additional compensation because in addition to me being a first time homeowner, I was employed by the city of Miami. So it was going to be, we were waiting for all the documentation to come in place, and then we were supposed to move into an ownership agreement. That never happened because what happened? Hurricane Irma hit, and once Hurricane Irma hit, we people got payouts. And once they got payouts, all of a sudden selling off the property just didn't seem like, it wasn't as necessary anymore. And so um and I was the one that organized all of the payment for, from FEMA and everything like that. And so it was like, there was no contact. I had no contact with the property owner for almost 2 years. The next time I ever heard from him was when after I was unsuccessful in getting my home, the property declared historical, put on a historical registry, and 2 weeks after that decision became final. That was when he moved to evict me. So even though he was able to cite it as an unpayment issue, it really wasn't an unpayment issue because the truth was told that I never passed the deposit of when I moved into the home. I had never paid rent another day. Like I said, once Hurricane Irma hit, I organized payment for, to redo all of these things that they weren't done. So I know that they received the money, but the things, the improvements and the repairs that were needed, the rehab efforts that were needed after Hurricane Irma hit, I actually paid for those out of pocket. Got new toilets, got the bathroom that the children used. I got that redone. My bathroom and my master was beautiful and fine, and that was honestly the best bedroom that I've ever lived in. It was so huge, and I had plans on putting in French doors so that it led out to this open patio. It's a beautiful home, absolutely beautiful home, and I am disappointed that the community that I served, Coconut Grove, they did not stand with me in regards to getting it declared historical. There was no one coming to those meetings. They're not they're not fun and they're time consuming. But I was really hoping to have more community support because I do think with community support we could have pushed and could have encouraged the board to site with us as a community. But at the end of the day, that was not the case. And like I said, the decision came down that it was not going to be, it did not classify, it was not going to be classified as historical. It didn't meet the requirements. And 2 weeks later after that, the property owners moved to evict. So, with that being said, right, back on topic, we don't realize our power with that. We don't realize our power because there are so many of us that do rent. There are so many of us that do rent. And, I'm always asked this too. And we can go there, y'all. We can go there. We can. We can go there today. Where people say, well, what about us that own? What about mortgage? What about us that are, I know some black property managers and landlords, and I said, you know what, I do too. I do too, but you know what? This is the rub, y'all. The incentive should not be to change over. Excuse me. The incentive should not be to change from being a slave to the system to now owning slaves in the system. Do y'all follow me when I say that? Okay, so historical means that so for something to be classified as historical, it has to be built at a certain time. That's one thing, or it has to have a cultural significance of impact beyond the typical structures. So when it was built is physical. So when something is declared historical and because it was built at a certain time, there are certain limits to what you can do as far as with the changing of the infrastructure of the building or of the property. So with that being said, you can maybe paint the structure, but you cannot, change any of the beams. It was zoned when it was built as a, single floor. You can't change it now, and anything that messes up the physical foundation of the structure, you cannot do when it's historical. Now, if it's historical because of cultural significance, that is harder to prove, but once that is established, you can do anything to that property. It doesn't necessarily have to be limited to because it was a cultural situation that had it deemed historical. So, and in my situation, I did not make it as far as when it was built, but I was pushing for it to have it being declared historical because of the cultural significance, because it was built by the first black police sheriff, the first black sheriff of Coral Gables, and his wife. The name of the couple were the Giffords, and his wife was an educator, and she had literally been an educator in all of the local schools. So it was something very kind of cute and quaint for me to be in this home, and the home was on Florida Avenue. So imagine it's in Florida, it's on Florida Avenue, and at one point in time, Florida Avenue had the most amount of educators that were homeowners on in Coconut Grove and on this avenue, on this particular street. Basically, I think all but two homes on this particular street at one point in time, I believe between the 60s, late 60s and early 70s, everybody were educators that were homeowners on Florida Avenue. And so I thought that it was very fitting because, I had been a teacher, I had been an educator. I come from educators. My father had been a history teacher. My mom had gone to school to be an educator, but she ended up being a social worker. My grandmother, who went on to be, of course, the mayor of Daytona Beach, Florida, she was a principal. So here I was, kind of like it was a very, like I said, it was a very legacy, inspiring situation that here I was a product of educators, and I was in the home of, someone who literally had been an educator and a teacher at all of the local schools. And then her husband, who, like I said, they had built the home, was the first black police officer in Coral Gables. So I full out felt like we had a good case at getting it declared culturally, historically significant. And I do know that if people had come and supported down in the at the courthouse at the hearings, I do believe we could have pressed the issue. But because I did not have that support, um, we didn't even make it past the second hearing. After the second hearing, they went ahead and stopped the proceedings, and was just like, it's, yeah, we don't have the materials to prove that it can be declared historical. So that was that. Because again, I didn't grow up in Coconut Grove. I'm not from Miami, but I lived in a very in a and it was deemed a historical. Only one street, interestingly enough, in Coconut Grove was deemed historical, but like that's all political. But people that knew Miss Gifford and people that actually went to school, and people that were students of hers, they did live in the area. And I just felt like, like I said, I felt like we had a good chance. We had a good shot, and it was not executed well. And unfortunately, sometimes it bees like that. If you're not the person that uh, if you're not the person that people want ahead of that campaign, then they'll go ahead and let the whole initiative fall flat. Whereas sometimes you have to just go ahead and let the message get out there regardless of who the messenger is. You know what I mean? But thank you, Shelly. Thank you for being interested. And I want everyone to know that, again, whenever you guys catch me on here and we are having these good conversations, remember, we have plenty of, you're missing out if you do not have a membership on coloredonlycafe.com. You can definitely click that and become a member so that we can continue to have these conversations. You can continue to have access to some great guests. I do not have a guest on today. That's why I'm sticking here, y'all. But we do have guests lined up literally for the next month, and they are phenomenal. They are phenomenal. So you do not want to miss out. And again, the only reason why we do not have the guest today is because y'all, I am wrapping up, very shortly because I do have movie night. It's very rare that my babe gets off so early. And so, y'all, everything sounds so nasty now when I'm talking about it. It's very rare that he is off this early, but he went in super early and he has to go in super early tomorrow. So I am going to, be mindful. Y'all, this is so new for me. This is so new for me. But y'all, we still here. We still gonna bring it for this F Bomb Friday. So you know what? Like, even though I hate to say it, y'all, I really do. But we gonna give that F bomb. We gonna give that a big F bomb to the Braves. Because how dare we? You was ready to chop it up. Oh well, we got about a good another 20 minutes. We got about a good another 20 minutes. He's he got off about an hour ago, so he's getting showered up. And like I said, I went and picked up some snacks. But guys, that's the thing. If you guys have any ideas for snacks, y'all, he is a big carnivore. Y'all know I don't eat meat like that. I know, right? We look at us. Look at those frames. Ah. And you be like, who ain't eating meat? But that ain't the type of meat I eat. Y'all already know. It's F on Friday, so we can get a little freaky. That's just not the type of meat I eat. But yes, he loves chicken, he loves bacon, he loves we never really talked about steak. I think he does like steaks. He does like steaks. We did have a conversation about steaks, and he was just like, "Oh, you don't like steak?" And I'm like, "Nah, don't get me wrong. Like, trust me. I can not only I remember I love a good well done, not no medium well done, well done. I love a good steak with the A1 steak sauce, and I cook steak. And when I was pregnant with my son, I had to have me some steaks. I had to have me some steaks. I said that boy gonna, I'm saying, you gotta be. And my son is a big meat eater, so I think it paid off. But yeah, I just don't eat. I just don't eat them. I just don't eat them. But it's not like I'm not one of the type of vegetarians, y'all, where I'm not disgusted at the thought of eating, animals. I'm not. I'm not, and I'm not gonna act like that's not something I enjoy. I still miss. I still miss liver. I don't care what nobody say. I love the taste of liver. That gamey taste. I don't like goat though. I don't like goat. Never have liked goat. I don't even like goat cheese. Nope. Miss me. Miss me. I don't even like goat cheese, but I do miss liver. I do miss liver, but I tell you what tastes very interestingly like liver when done well. You know what? I might do that. I might make some veggie burgers. I do some really good veggie sliders. Actually, my house loves them, and like I said, they're not my daughter's not a not hamburger eater at all. My son loves burgers, and so if it were not an authentic burger taste, he would definitely let me know. But yeah, for the most part, I love I make a really good veggie burger with lentil and with mushroom. And it tastes like when it's pateed, it tastes like that's what it tastes like. When you do the patty, it tastes like pate. And y'all know that's that liver, that soft, that I love it. I love it. Anyway, y'all. So we can do this for a few more minutes, but yes, when I have a guest on, um that's when I really that's when you get to see the full gamut, the full significance of having content that you are controlling, that we can be very engaging, we can be very direct, we're not skipping around, and especially when it's on my website, I can play my music and don't have to worry about getting those strikes. Y'all know how it goes. But for the most part, just it's really, it has been a real different dynamic with having that narrative control. And y'all know I'm all about that control. Love some Janet control. Do what I want. But yes, for the most part, definitely I want everyone to really, really take a look into this housing situation, because remember, y'all, without us there is no housing. How is housing spelled? And without us, there is no housing. So we have to really put our foot down and become absolutely committed. And I do mean that when I say absolutely committed to um, reforming. Let this be the generation that reforms housing. How many years, how many people gonna be there? How many years go by where people just say, "Oh, well, that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is." Don't you want to be the generation that says that, you know what? Nah, we ain't gonna take that. We're not just going to accept the fact that we pay up to 40%, up to 40, sometimes 50% of our monthly income goes to housing, and we pay almost 30% more than any other demographic. So not only do the most of us make up housing, but we pay the most to make it up. We're not even considered, it's not even considerable that, what, they already make up most of the industry. So they should be cut some breaks. And speaking of breaks, not to mention that the ground that was broken probably was broken by shovels that some of us with our own hands. Okay, let's talk about it. And so when you think about that and you couple that with the fact that now, on top of it being, excuse me, on top of it being property, had a banana earlier. I never mind banana aftertaste for some reason. But when you take a look at that, I mean, think about this. And I don't care how macabre or how gruesome or how brutal it sounds, but think about this. This is the truth. You are now paying to live in a spot where your ancestors were probably beaten, raped, murdered, or robbed on. Think about the humanity of that, the inhumanity of that. Think about the ridiculousness of that. You're paying to live there, and you get excited when you get, man. I feel like I would get up and show y'all, but like I said, I don't want to put it all in the face, but I don't want to have to cam on, cam off. But I got a notice today. I got a $25 fine because I feed the cats in the back, and so I leave out their little dishes. I have little cat dishes that have little feeding bowls and that sort of thing, and they're fining me $25 for having that out on my patio, saying that that's undisposed trash. I'm just trying to do my part. I don't want anybody. I wouldn't like to. I feel like animals have been somebody's pets at one point in time. So even though they aren't my cats, I have inside cats, as y'all know. Y'all met them. Bad. Some, oh, my boy is bad. We have a boy. He's kind of bad. The girls, not so much. Sometimes Lightning is. Lightning is my daughter's cat. She's foolishness. But Stormy's not bad. Stormy is a queen. But we have cloudy, storm, and lightning. Cloud, storm, and lightning, right? And on the back, my cats actually they get up, they get me up in the morning because they want me to feed the outside cats too. So, I get up in the morning and I feed the outside cats, and I don't, I have water dishes. The food I usually place on, there's like a little kind of a lip where they can all kind of eat from, like a little trough, if you will. But how you gonna find me for that? Mother F, well, my people probably, because this is Georgia, and y'all know the properties were wide. That's the reason why there is such a push for us to for our history to be eliminated, because with us knowing the history, would we how many of us would, when if you found out that your great 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 grandmother was stripped and beaten and publicly raped on this same property, how quick you think you'd be about, let me hurry up and get down there and pay this rent? They don't want us to know our true history because they don't want that anger. They don't want that because they don't know how that would motivate. That's one thing I did also love about the Colin Kaepernick and the Colin in Black and White series is that line by Langston Hughes, you know, beware, beware of us when we change our mind. We are very just we're just a very forgiving, very loving, very kind people. We are. They don't want to even imagine what that would be like when you change your mind, when we wake up, when we stop sleeping, when we really realize what power we hold, when we really understand our strength in numbers, in unity. So once again, if you guys are, if anything I ever say, if anything I say resonates with you, become a member. Become a member of my channel. It's coloredonlycafe.com. As y'all know, that is monetized. Um, Anybody knows me, you know already that I pushing for me to be monetized through YouTube was something that I just I realized that was not going to be something that I was going to pursue. Once I saw those numbers, 40% of this and that, and then sometimes they'll choose even what ads they want to use. You don't even have control over some of the ads, so you could be up there, having I'm having a piece about uh if I'm doing a show about, let's say, substance abuse or mental health, or and y'all know how I feel about the music situation. And if they throw some Cardi B, they can throw a Cardi B ad in the middle of that. That's a joke to me. That's a joke. And I didn't think I'm not about this. I'm not about making light of my message, nor am I about confusing, making contradictory or confusing messaging. And so you're not going to catch me rocking any of no AIDS foolishness. I love that NBA Youngboy though, but like I said, NBA Youngboy, man. Get into it, yeah. Get into it. Um, the message is there. The the energy there is something that is totally, I think, it's needed. It's necessary. It's necessary. So I do hope that now that he is out, he's to get himself together, like too. This is he is still very much a young man, and like they always say, look at where Malcolm was in his 20s. Look at where Malcolm was in his 20s. Speaking of which, y'all see who it is. Y'all see what it is. Y'all, and being speaking of that, we are working on something very major for Clay Malcolm X Day. We're still working on the details, but Palmetto and I think will be able to not expose, reveal. Y'all, some words can literally mean the same thing, but they can just be like different. It has a different energy. But we're gonna reveal what the plans are at the top of the new year, and that is 2022. 2022, the year of breakthrough. Something's got to shift, y'all. Something's got to shift. So, let's see who else is in here. Let's see what we're commenting on, because I'm about to wrap up. Oh, my babe just messaged me. I do. I would love to get something to like. I know some burgers might be fun. Some veggie burgers. The message was about my daughter. My daughter's in gardening club, so I'm speaking about having some burgers. They would be veggie burgers anyway. Y'all know this is no meat November. Y'all know I did it last year too. I did no sugar September, no meat November. So in awesome October. So this is no excuses, no meat, no rent. Working out every day. Um, no meat. I am getting my water in. Ugh. So I tell you, even if we do get some burgers, and y'all know burgers are not gonna be complete without fries. I definitely, um, ain't nothing like it. I definitely, am committed to no sugary beverages. So that means y'all, even my precious Grove Aid, nope, gonna do it. And I'm probably gonna get a couple of orders for Thanksgiving. If I get some orders for Thanksgiving or family gathering day, I definitely will provide those jugs. And y'all know I'm gonna sip a little. If I if I'm providing the jugs, I will sip a little. But I'm not making any for myself this month, and that is going to be huge. It really is, y'all, because y'all know that's how I like to celebrate. And my boy gonna be back in town for family gathering day. So I might do a couple of gallons for family gathering day, but I'm not gonna make them on the weekend, which is what I have gotten accustomed to doing the past couple of months because I was organizing and curating so many events that it was just easy for me just to offer it. Not even I would always end up selling it anyway, but I wasn't preparing it to be sold, but people didn't they didn't want those samples, y'all. They wanted to full out. They wanted to full out. But let me finish writing this message. Yes. No, look, I have one more minute and I was just answering let me Oh, thank you so much, Sir Senior. You too. I'm so sorry. My daughter garden instructor for her garden club message. And so I was telling her, even though I had already told him the same thing, my daughter does not like spaghetti, y'all. She doesn't like red sauce, but she likes ketchup, which is very interesting. Literally, she can eat like packets of ketchup, but she doesn't like red sauce on like nothing. No pastas, no, potatoes, any, she likes barbecue. She likes chicken wings, but those daughters, right? Those daughters. My son definitely, he'll eat anything. It's just that he'll eat anything, but he eats everything and he just keeps eating. But he's with daddy now, so that's daddy. That's daddy's. That's daddy's issue. Um, at any rate, y'all, it is after 6, so we're gonna be wrapping up. Like I said, if anybody has any suggestions on what might be a fun little movie night, some movie night snacks, please let me know. I am open for them. Definitely not doing any sugary beverages, so no sodas, but definitely will take any other ideas if you think sliders or, of course, veggie, um, or what else? Uh, Popcorn, of course. Um, I like popcorn. You know what? But I don't have any. Maybe caramel corn, but that's sugar. Ugh. Yeah, I make a really good hip hop popcorn. Y'all have got to come. Y'all come visit me in the A. Y'all stop playing. Just make your plans. Just let me know when you're coming, because of course, we have the space. So make sure, let me know when you're coming, make the plans, and let's get it together. Let's just make it happen. Let's stop allowing excuses to keep us from uniting. Okay? If you are an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours away, I would say anything 4 hours or less, come on over to the A. Let's get it together. But if you can't get here, definitely join up. Become a member of coloredonlycafe.com. Remember, at Colored Only Cafe, it's not about who we serve, it's what we serve. And that is food that funds movements. That is cuisine. That is culture. That is conversation. And if you do not, into becoming, I don't know why not, because like I said, we're bringing some awesome content, some original programming. We have some amazing plans in store for Colored Only Cafe and its members, some awesome perks, exclusive product reviews, black only products, y'all. So, if you are not a member, please go ahead and consider becoming a member, going over and see what's in store. Literally see the store. We have books as well. We do have 3 steps to end racism. Right now, you get an autographed copy from Mr. Palmetto Star himself. We have the United Nigga Nation, and that is available as well as the 5 steps to manhood. That is also available through the site also. That you can place an order, direct link to their Amazon link. And we have 2 more books coming up literally next week that will be added to it, that are guides onto how to, shift your diet to becoming vegan and the perks of doing so. So we are serving the best at Color Only Cafe, and becoming a member definitely has its benefits. If you want to go on over there and check it out, it is right now only $5 a month. Y'all, as our membership climbs, definitely our subscription costs will climb as well. So you want to make sure you get over there as soon as possible and make sure you take advantage. And then, if you just would like to make a contribution to support the Omega brand and all that I'm doing, y'all know what I'm doing over here. I'm producing a show. I'm literally boots on the ground, mobilizing campaigns with the Fuck That Rent movement. If anything that I talk about, anything that I'm doing is something that you would like to support, do not hesitate, please, to go ahead and hit that cash app. Is money sign go up Omega. That definitely goes to the brand. If you believe in what I'm doing, if anything that I'm saying resonates with you, please do not hesitate to support in that way. And trust me, it is all very much appreciated. Well, until next time, y'all know what to do. Make sure you check out that content. Make sure you like up. Make sure you share this out. And until next time, glow up and drop them F bombs. Fuck the Braves and fuck that rent.